Hi, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. I guess you probably want to see the cute baby too. This is Matthew. He's my co-host. Um, Mommy's eating breakfast, so I'm gonna have him with me for a little bit. But anyways, thank you for stopping by. I am gonna do a brief video about traveling to New Zealand and what's the big news that came out just recently. If you like this channel, please hit the and um, and the subscribe, hit the like button, and everything else. So let's just jump right into it. Now, as probably many people know, New Zealand is pretty much on a lockdown. The borders are closed. They're not locked down, but the borders are closed, and it's very hard. Very limited people to travel to New Zealand. So um, what I've noticed is there's not really any current information on YouTube about getting to New Zealand and what's happening there. So I figured, okay, well, I'll just put this on YouTube and hopefully that might help somebody. Now, the two big news that just came out of New Zealand this week is the massive pay fee that you have to pay for managed isolation, and also the way they're going to release the dates for the managed isolation. So, um, real quick, I'll I'll read I'll read what was said. Um, Bear with me. So this kind of came sudden, um, really overnight, and I could see why, because if they would have put it right out, give it people a heads up, then everybody would have been trying to get into managed isolation. And just to give you a really quick, brief rundown of what this managed isolation is that there's about 4,300 rooms that they have, 4,500 rooms that they have allocated in New Zealand hotels, and people have to sit there to be quarantined for 14 days. And there's a fee to it. Before they didn't charge, but then they started charging, and all of a sudden overnight the price pretty much doubled. And these prices are going to come in effect on March 25th. So normally, a sole traveler for occupying one room would it went from 3,100, excuse me, to $5,520. And it says for any additional adults, the cost will go to $2,990, which is almost $3,000, and any additional child is $1,610. So as you can imagine, that's pretty substantial. I kind of ran the numbers for our family. It would have cost us 3,400 US dollars, and literally it would have been $6,800 with the new fee structure. And I'll go into how you could going around not paying for this. Sorry, hey buddy. Okay, that's what happens when you do live TV. So it says the changes will affect those visitors who, such as partners of New Zealand citizen and residents, student visas, working visas, and limited visas. So, as you can see, pretty much anybody that's going to New Zealand. Now, what I feel sorry for is these families that already have a room in the managed isolation, they have a flight, and come anybody traveling after March 25th, well, you got to pay up, you got to pay a lot. And so your options are cancel your trip or, you know, sell a liver or something. So, um, in a statement, the government says that the new fee better reflects the actual cost to manage isolation, although the government is still subsidizing some of the cost. I don't know how much of the cost, but they have nurses 24 hours, doctors 24 hours. Um, you're guarded for 20. Yeah, military. You're pretty much a prisoner and have these in a hotel. These facilities that they have, there's several of them around New Zealand. There's one in Auckland, Wellington, Christchurch, Rotorua. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, and Hamilton. Those are the three locations where you could be sent. So if you're flying into Auckland, most likely you would be sent to one of those facilities, or actually they even fly you to Christchurch. I've heard they do that a lot, actually. So visitors holdings who have already booked MIQ place in the facility from March 20 will have to pay the new fee, and that's what I was saying. So that's really harsh. Critical health care workers entering the border exempt will continue the charge that are currently fee structure, which is $3,100. So I guess there is some good news. Now it says the Minister of Business and Innovation and Employment, the ministry, okay, has granted a full or partial waiver of MIQ fees in case of financial hardship or other special circumstances, or arrange to defer the payment for temporary entering visas case by case. So maybe they have a payment plan for 20 years or something. I don't know, but that's substantial. And you get the bill actually after you leave. So, anyways, I see there are a few people. If you're joining, I'm talking about the entering New Zealand and the headache that you have. And here's my co-star. This is Matthew. I'm babysitting him today. He's actually doing pretty good. Yeah, trying to get through this video without him crying or doing something. So that's the big news when it comes to managed isolation. Big increase. Now, the other big news that's coming out this week is that they're going to be releasing the dates. Now, these dates, what they only release a few at a time, and as soon as they get released, people just flock in there and get the rooms, and it's really hard to get the rooms. And New Zealand government has noticed that, and they're trying to address that. Normally, as soon as dates come up, they disappear pretty rapidly. So they released a statement last week for this week. This is actually March 12th. No, March 13th. My bad. And so this week, when I'm reading this, it's about this week what they did. It says, as an updated to our post on Friday, we experienced unprecedented web traffic to the managed isolation allocation system. We released some April-May rooms on Friday, which went up immediately. So what people have done is they track when these dates are getting released, and they tell people online, it's like, okay, we noticed at 5:30 New Zealand time, they're going to release more dates. So everybody around the world, they're trying to get into New Zealand, they're ready. And, good luck if you're sleeping or you're at work. I've heard of some families, they do like 24-hour shifts so that they could get this room or a room. It says, we're still planning to release gradually the June and July, which they actually started to do that this week and over the coming weeks. The reason why they're going to do it over a couple of weeks is they're hoping that if you don't get in the first time, you'll get in later on. This will be there will be done in different times of the day to ensure New Zealanders in different time zones have an opportunity to secure a room. This is kind of what I was talking about. Now, here's the kicker. This is another headache that you have to deal with getting to New Zealand. This is flight data of a few months out can be very difficult and challenging. We are only releasing dates until July. We understand the level of difficulties and blah blah blah. We feel sorry for you, but that's what we're going to do. So what is happening is that there's only limited of flights that are going into New Zealand, and you can't just get on a plane and show up to New Zealand and say, "Hey, where's my room?" It doesn't work that way. Um, and and what is happening is when you do book your MIQ, your room, you have 48 hours to find a flight. And what we did is we actually found the flight, and now we're hoping to get a room. And a lot of people are doing that. Um, what's been happening is that if your flight is not if it's not a real flight, if you don't, if it's not in their system, then they kick you out. So you better find a flight in 48 hours, or you lose your room. So that's actually an issue um, for a lot of people, and they're only releasing till July. So we booked our United Airlines flight in December, and we're like, all right, we got a great deal. And then we just got an email that they canceled the flight. And we also, when we looked in the MIQ system, we couldn't find United. So when you do book a room, you got to make sure that the planes do fly there. So what happened to us? Well, we lost our flight. We were hoping that August dates come in and we could book a flight and a room then. So that's one of the big issues is that you have limited flights. I know from Europe, Emirates, Qatar Airlines, and Singapore Airlines are the only 3 airlines that are going to New Zealand, and they're limited dates. And that's another issue. You get the date, and you got to make sure that Emirates actually flies into that date. Because if it doesn't, then excuse me, bless you, we're almost done. You lose your room. So, you have to look at that. Now, from United States or North America, the only show in town is Air New Zealand, and their prices are about like $1,600 one way to New Zealand. So you're pretty much stuck with Air New Zealand and paying a lot of money. That's probably what we're going to end up doing, is flying with Air New Zealand, because I don't think United is going to be flying anytime soon, or any other companies. I heard Fiji Airline flies to New Zealand, but you could look at their schedule. But I've also heard online that they've been canceling their flights. So please stay tuned. Thank you for checking our channel. I hope this was informative. Please hit the like button if you like this video, or if you just like this baby. 4 months. He's the reason why we're going back to New Zealand. So we got grandparents that haven't seen him, and I'll be doing some more videos as more information comes about flying to New Zealand. Oh, I think that's my cue. Am I done? Okay, we're done. Thank you, and everybody have a good day. And I hope to see you back online soon. And please subscribe to our channel if you find this information useful. And I will be putting it up so you could watch it later in your own convenient time. All right. Thank you.